What's up guys, welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters and Happy New Year. It's officially 2022, so we're counting down the top 5 2021 Heroclix figures. Now, quick note, this is just my personal favorite figures from the year. It's not going to be like a top 5 meta list or anything like that. It's not the actual best figures, just my favorites. And because we had exactly 5 sets released this year, I'm going to basically just be doing my favorite figure from each set. And along the way, I'll throw in a few honorable mentions for some of my other favorite figures from that set. So that's pretty much the rules for this top 5 list. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so starting us off strong at number 5 is one of my favorite figures of the year, Weapon Hex from the X-Men Rise and Fall set. Now, she was one of the Warp Worlds chases, so she's like a fusion of X-23 and Scarlet Witch, which are two pretty awesome characters, so the fusion of them is really cool, and it makes for a really awesome figure. So she has the Defenders, Warp World, Weapon X, X-Men, and Mystical keywords. She's got this awesome trait that gives her power. Choose an opposing character within 6 squares in line of fire and give it a target spell token, removing any on other characters regardless of source. Friendly characters with a mystical keyword can use improved targeting, blocking, elevated, and hindering when targeting only the character with the target spell token. So if you're playing her on a mystical team, it can get pretty ridiculous. You know, your other mystical characters can see them through anything, basically, except for other characters. But then she's got this awesome Blades, Claws, Fangs, and when she uses it after resolutions, you may place a hit target up to X squares away from their current square, where X is the D6 result. So, you know, that can always be useful. You can teleport them, you know, really far away or back into your, you know, kill box you might have set up somewhere. So that's pretty awesome. Then stop super senses, and at the end of your turn, heal her 1 click is just super good because she's got that on 2 clicks. And honestly, whenever I played her, nobody ever got her past the 2nd click. You just hit her onto that 19. You know, she's got prob and super senses, so it's just really ridiculous. I would always save the prob on this click, so if she missed her super sense roll, you know, they immediately hit the stop, and then I would save that prob and use it for when they're trying to get her off the stop click, because it's so much harder to hit a 19. But yeah, charge with a 12 attack, and the awesome Blades Claws special to teleport them around is crazy awesome. 7 range double target, you got Mystics and Defenders team abilities as well, so you know, 2 stop clicks to keep her alive, really cool. The fact that she can just heal off of them and everything, really high attack values, just really fun figure. And definitely my favorite figure from the Rise and Fall set, which overall was, I don't want to say my least favorite set of the year, but I didn't love it as much as the other sets of the year. There were some really cool figures in that set, like Mimic and Prime Mimic, and the Prime Gladiator as well. Those are all kind of honorable mentions for that set, and I also loved the introduction of the rally mechanic as well. And of course, we got some of the best uncommons ever from that set, the uncommon Professor X and uncommon Magneto, which have just been basically staples on the metagame ever since. So overall, it was a pretty cool set, but she's my favorite figure from it because she's just really cool and a lot of fun, so that's why she's coming in at number 5. And coming up next at number 4, we have Doom the Annihilating Conqueror, and he's just kind of a stand-in for all of the Doom chases, so you could pretty much just put any Doom chase here in my number 4 spot, because they're all amazing, and the fact that they can all switch into each other at the beginning of the game is super cool. And I also want to point out that I love the dark green bases, if you guys can see that there, the like dark hunter green or whatever you call it. Just super cool forest green, something like that. But I just love the different colored chase bases. Back in the day, they used to do that. When I started playing, they did that a lot. And I just thought it was really cool that they brought it back, and I hope we see more of that. But anyway, what this figure can do, he's got the Latveria, Negative Zone, Cosmic Future, and Past keywords. And he's got the Many Faces of Doom trait that I was talking about, where at the beginning of the game, you can choose a starting line of equal points on a character from your sideline that also has this trait, and if you do, replace this character with the chosen character. So they all have a 150 or a 75 point line to start with, and they can all just swap out at the beginning of the game for whichever Doom chase you might need. And I love starting with this one, mainly because during Force Construction, friendly characters with the Cosmic, Future, or Past keywords gain the Latveria keyword, and that did get errated to say or, so they don't have to have all 3 keywords. Any of the 3 will do, and they gain Latveria. So of course, you know, cheating with keywords is great. And Latveria is a really good keyword right now, mainly because of this guy just being able to bring in all those good cosmic future or past characters. Then he's got this other trait that at the beginning of the game, opposing characters lose all keywords not printed on their cards, and if one or more keywords were lost this way, Doom the Annihilating Conqueror has Cosmic Energy team ability this game. So, he's actually pretty good counter against himself. And other characters that, grant keywords like him. And so starting off, 150 points for 12 movement running shot with an 8 range, 12 attack pulse wave, 18 invulnerability, and 4 damage is pretty great. Despite the changes to pulse wave, it's still pretty solid opening dial there. But of course, you're probably going to be playing him at 75 points, which is still very respectable. 11 attack, 3 damage with pulse wave, 17 defense with toughness. I really wish he started with the range combat expert, but oh well, that would probably make him too good for 75 points. But yeah, overall, pretty basic dial, just really cool to be able to, get all those different keywords onto a Latveria team. And my other favorite of the chases is probably the Sorcerer Supreme Doom, just because that's like the coolest one in my opinion, and one of the most fun ones because he can like reroll attacks every turn without using prob, which is just a really cool special ability to have. And of course, the like quote-unquote DJ Doom, the time platform Doom, is also one of the best ones because he can, steal equipment and all kinds of things, and the die replacement thing that he does is really cool. So yeah, the Future Foundation set was really cool in the way that it introduced us to the Captain and Sidekick mechanic. So that was a neat thing about that set, and these Doom chases were definitely my favorite part of that set. And the set had some other really great figures in it, like Molecule Man, who's another meta staple figure for like 30 points. And I also love the Emotional Modifier object because that's just really good and easy to use. And there's some other cool stuff in that set. But yeah, overall, the Doom chases were definitely the coolest part of it. So that's why they're coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 for me is the Shifting Focus Wonder Womans. This one was really close for the Wonder Woman set. The Hal Jordan Green Lantern was really, really up there on my list, and especially the Flashes. The Flash was super high up on my list as well for this set, and a lot of the chases in this set were especially great as well. Like all the Secret Six pieces were amazing as well, all those chases, and the Lantern chases were cool too. There's lots of really, really great stuff in this set. Felix Faust, Chip, the Green Lantern, Squirrel, lots of really, really amazing stuff in this set. But for me personally, I'm giving it to the Shifting Focus Wonder Womans. I probably use them the most out of any other figure from this set. And the reason for that being that not only do they all shifting focus between each other, but they also can start the game with any Wonder Woman equipment equipped. And whenever, they start their turn on the map, you replace them with another one with this trait. And when she uses Shifting Focus, while equipped with a Wonder Woman equipment, you can remove that object from the game without scoring it. And then, of course, when one of the other ones comes in, when they start the game, you can equip them with a Wonder Woman equipment. So not only do you get to shift between, the different dials and different specials that they have, but you get to shift between the different equipments as well, giving you just so much more customizability for them. For whatever situation you're in. And, the common one is a pretty good close attacker. She's got special leadership that when she uses it, she can also instead generate a Amazon warrior. And, like I said, good close attacker there. Also, the Wonder Woman team ability was an amazing addition to the game as well. And, this was a huge set. They changed so many rules for this set as well. So for that reason alone, I almost put this set as like my number 1, but I just like other things more. But the rare one is probably my favorite of these 3 shifting focus pieces because blah, blah, blah. She has this special damage power that says unique modifier. Opposing characters within range modify defense -1 for each action they have. So when you combo that with the lasso that she comes with, that gives you free incapacitate and her 12 attack, as well as having regular incapacitate, you can full range double target incap. And the lasso lets you incap everybody adjacent to them as well. So you just double token their whole team pretty easily, and then they're all -2 defense for the rest of your team to come up and punch them pretty easy. And that's just amazing for 75 points. And actually, one of my favorite things to do was have the common one start out, just like TK her out, full move, free incap, and then swap to the rare one, get the lasso again, and then free incap with her, because these are 2 different characters, technically. So when you swap between them, you can use that free incap again because it hasn't been used by that character this turn. And then, when she uses it, they have, you know, the -1s because they have an action token. She's got higher attack anyway, so it's really easy to hit them all, and then boom, they're all double tokened with -2 defense. It's a really good combo. And then when you go on the defensive, you can swap to this one, who has basically just defend and toughness with a 19 defense. And, you know, she's got some regen, so you can heal up. She's got some empower to help out the team as well. So this is a really good one to go to for defense, and I always usually put the golden armor on her that she came with because it gives her invulnerability as well. So between the three of them, they give you good offense up close, at range, and then good defense as well. So really cool, and all the different, you know, objects give you some blades for the sword, or the bracelets give you improved super sense rolls, and especially the lasso is probably my favorite for the free end cap. So, you know, lots of really cool stuff you can do with them. You can have Prime Gigantic come in and attack after you free end cap everything, and that's pretty crazy. So, like I said, this set was great. It changed the game majorly in a lot of ways. But yeah, for all those reasons, they're coming in at number 3. All right, and coming in at number 2 for me is only a common, that's right, common Wolverine from the House of X set. Now, this set was actually supposed to come out in 2020, but it did get pushed back to barely come out at the beginning of 2021, so it does count. Now, technically, the only reason this one is making my list is actually because of his amazing team-up card right here, his team-up with Colossus that says, the listed friendly character can use telekinesis, but only to place an adjacent Wolverine. When the listed friendly character uses it after resolutions, Wolverine may use charge at no cost. And then it gives you just the rules for how to use the team-up card. So they changed at no cost to free when the rules changed. So still, charge as free, and you can free make a close attack, and then, you know, you could use his own charge to free use his flurry, because he does have charge and flurry there, or you could use it vice versa, charge flurry for free and then costed charge for the regular attack. Now the at no cost thing used to mean that he could charge flurry twice, but since the rules changed, he can basically charge flurry once and then charge with a regular attack. So still 3 attacks is good, and you know, TK and then charge gives him a huge reach. Also, having stealth is just really nice to keep him protected until you get that off. 18 defense with combat reflexes as well keeps him pretty safe. But I also really love the 11 attack, 3 damage with the precision and an exploit weakness combo. And especially the fact that you can now exploit weakness with flurry is just so much better. Even, you know, the fact that you can't flurry twice kind of sucks, but the fact that you get to flurry with exploit, you know, it kind of makes up for it. So one of my favorite things to do is actually equip this guy with the power gem because of the changes to close combat expert, or to put him on a team with the, I think it was uncommon Psylocke, that has the team up card that gives everybody close combat expert. So, you know, then he's hitting with a 12 attack for 4 or even 5 if you're using the power gem with exploit weakness and flurry. So he just really tears people apart. And especially since we got another common Colossus out of Rise and Fall, it was even easier to use his card. But, you know, otherwise using the Prime one from the animated series set is still a great choice as well for only 25 points. So yeah, really, really fun. Just, I love the whole fastball special thing. And I just think that this team-up card with this Wolverine has done a better job of it than any of the other iterations they've tried to do throughout Clicks up to this point. I think it just really nailed it. It really delivers, you know. It's super fun. It's super effective. And I can't get enough of it. I've used them like 1,000 times this year already. But all that being said, the House of X set as a whole was a great set. The fact that it did have so many awesome team-up cards like this was a huge plus. It gave us some amazing figures like the Chase Apocalypse, the Super Rare Apocalypse, the Prime Apocalypse, all the Apocalypse, Gambit Super Rare, Kate Pride Super Rare, Maggot Super Rare, you know, some of the best figures that came out this year. Jubilee Super Rare is great too. So many cool, I mean, I loved, I think basically every Super Rare in the set, I loved it. And all the other, you know, the Curse stuff was great too. It was just a really awesome set all around. It's my favorite X-Men set that we've had in a while. Just because there are so many great figures in it, and it gave us so many cool team-up cards like this. So, yeah, the Old Man Phoenix, also another huge one. Could have been on my list. Only reason it's not is because I have yet to get him. I played against him several times and he looks super fun. And it's still one of my number one wants from this entire year and my number one want from this set. But anyway, for all those reasons, this guy's coming in at number 2 for me. Alright, and for a quick honorable mention, we also got a Gravity Feed set, and that was the Eternals movie set. I don't have any of the figures for that yet. I didn't get any around here where we're at. We didn't get lucky enough to get a box, but my shout outs for that would be Unimind number 1, and also my other favorite figure was the rare Sprite for 35 points. I think that was her name, right? Sprite? Anyway, yeah, she's great support figure for 35 points, and that was a fun little set overall, you know, nothing too crazy. But anyway, without further ado, let's get to our number 1 pick. Alright, and my number 1 set of the year, Empire, barely squeaked in at the last couple weeks of the year, and gave me some of my most favorite and anticipated figures of the year. So, there were a lot of good ones, like Infamous Iron Man, all of the Venom figures, especially like Venom Rogue was really cool. She got errated, so she's not as cool, but she's still good. And then, you know, Venom Wolverine is another huge one. Demon in Armor is another huge one. I love Iron Man and Doctor Doom, so the fact that we got an Iron Man Doctor Doom and a Doctor Doom Iron Man was freaking awesome. The super rare Captain America is great. And there's a lot of other really cool figures. The Daredevil Uncommon is like one of my favorite Daredevils so far. So lots of really awesome stuff. But my pick for the best figure in that set and my favorite figure in that set is going to be all the hype, Venom Magneto. Yes, I did get lucky enough to pull one, thankfully, because this guy is going for absurd prices. And, you know, people literally want like an arm and a leg for this guy. It's pretty crazy. So I got pretty lucky with him. And he does look amazing, and he is an amazing figure as well. He's got the Acolytes, Brotherhood of Mutants, Hellfire Club, X-Men, Codex, Monster, and Ruler keywords, so amazing keyword selection for today's meta. He's got the Symbiotic Fusion trait that all of the Venom chasers from this set had that gives him plasticity and super senses, and if Venom Magneto is within 4 squares and line of fire of an opposing character, he can't be targeted by range attacks. That is so much more annoying in practice than it even sounds on paper. Like, that sounds really annoying to deal with, but when you are actually in the middle of a game and he's a couple squares away from one of your guys that, you know, is in close combat with somebody else entirely, and you can't even running shot the guy because of that trait, it's really annoying. And then he's got traded energy shield deflection on top of that, as well as passenger 4, so he can carry 4 characters, which is pretty ridiculous. Then he's got telekinesis and telekinesis as free, as well as a special leadership that when he uses it and succeeds, you may instead remove an action token from another friendly character with the monster keyword within range and line of fire, and then give an action token to an opposing character adjacent to that character. Now, for 100 points, he's an amazing attacker with 12 movement, running shot, 12 attack, 18 invulnerability, and 4 damage, with the special leadership and the special TK, as well as, remember, he's got traded super senses and traded energy shield deflection on top of that for some very good defenses there, and the 8 range double target with a 12 running shot, and the ability, you know, you can actually use free TK. You can TK yourself, so he can free TK himself, then he can running shot and pretty much just get all the way across the map by himself at 100 points, which is nuts. Now, for 75 points, you know, he's a decent secondary attacker and a really good leader with that special leadership. But nothing too crazy. The 35 point line, however, is probably the best overall, with still being able to running shot, still having the free TK, still being able to carry 4 characters. And, you know, 16 defense is not great, but when you have the traded super senses and energy shield, it does help a lot. And he does bring some leadership to the team as well, so he's just doing a lot for your team. He's got X-Men and Brotherhood team abilities there as well, so, you know, good stuff to copy, even if he doesn't really use them much himself. Or he could, you know, use that to heal somebody with the X-Men. Who knows? But yeah, overall, I mean, I love Venom, and Magneto is one of my favorite, you know, X-Men characters as well. So even though I personally might like Venom Wolverine slightly more, Venom Magneto is just so much better by himself. It's crazy, all the things this guy can do for a team. And I've already used him a few times just practicing, and we just barely got this set. So I'll probably use him a ton going into 2022. But yeah, overall, Empire was a great set in general. Lots of, you know, I just love the fact that we got Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, and some like Korean scroll villains in there too. Just a really cool, really diverse set for the first time in a long time. And it was my personal favorite set of the year. And for all those reasons, Venom Magneto is coming in as my #1 figure of 2021. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this top 5 list. As always, if you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button because it does help me out a lot. Let me know in the comments especially what your favorite figures of 2021 were. I'd love to hear about it. And of course, don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. And if you guys would like to help support the channel even more, you can check the links in the description for our Patreon where you can see your name here in the credits as well as some other cool stuff, so make sure you check that out. And that's going to do it for this one, so thanks again so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.